This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on people that enjoy arguing. I don't. I'm not one of those people. I hate it. I've always hated it. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I've always hated arguing. When I was younger, I would have to say I wasn't the one to start arguments, but I did not mind getting into an argument. So if there was at times, if I were to see friends arguing about some stuff, I'll add my 2 cents in. State my opinion on something. People want to argue, or they write to me or message me or comment underneath my posts and they be wanting to argue. I was for it. Now people it wasn't too long ago when I had made a post on social media about people accepting their body, and I had a friend reach out and was upset over the fact there was because I think it had something to do with plastic surgery. I was you shouldn't just get plastic surgery to change your appearance or to alter your appearance. It's accept who you are. That's what I meant by that. Then they took it as oh, you should never get plastic surgery, even if you have a health issue going on, you need surgery and stuff. That's not what I was saying. I'm if that's what you picked up, I'm fam, then you misread it. But no, I was I'm just gonna take this post down and that's it. I'm gonna just leave it, because I'm if that's what I'm going to get, I'm I don't even want to be involved. But my thing is this, it's instead of message me hey, how you doing? How's life? How is everything? It's is everything chill? Is everything okay? Talk to me if you need a friend in here. I'm getting this long worded message about why I shouldn't be making a post about body positivity. And I'm it's stuff like that where it's if that's why people gonna want to message me to argue, I'm fam, just don't message me, don't talk to me, none of that stuff. I'm not for it. I'm not for it anymore. I'm done with the arguing stuff in my life. I have retired from arguing. At one point in time, I was for it, but now I'm I'm not for it anymore. But yeah, I just I don't really talk on too many things nowadays, unless it's my podcast. It's something where I'm okay, I know an argument isn't gonna come out of it. But if people if it was just gonna be anything where I talked on where if I'm all oh yeah, I just recently bought me a new pair of shoes and somebody wants to argue with me about, no, at that point I'm going off on that person. I'm you shouldn't be worried about what I'm doing in my personal life. No, or even though that's actually a perfect example. So there was a time not too long ago where this guy, he wanted to argue with me about who I was reacting to. Now, at the time being, I was frequently reacting to my friend Ray Rahimi. She does these news videos, just talking on the stuff that's going on in the YouTube world. So she more so, I'm trying to think, she's talked on quite a few different people and stuff. But anyways, no, she frequently talks on Trisha Paytas. I know when there was that Shane Dawson stuff was going on, I was going to her. She's a very good and reliable source. So that's why I was checking out her videos and was reacting to her videos a lot. Now I just don't particularly care when all that stuff is going on. I'm unless it's something that I'm okay, no, let me see what's going on. And I'm and I seen she posted a video. I'm ooh, okay. I'm even better. I'm somebody that I trust in things. But so anyways, there's a guy that was getting on me about reacting to her, and he had this hatred towards T channels, and I'm fam, that's you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Why does that why does it matter to you on who I watch? And fam, go somewhere with that. I don't care if you don't like hot tea or tea channels. That's on you, bruh. That is all on you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. So he's commenting every time I post a video reacting to her. And I'm bruh, stop. Who cares, bro? Who honestly cares? Nobody. So it's to do all that extra stuff for whatever reason, it's man, take that elsewhere. It's ain't nobody trying to hear all that stuff. So Yeah, he was doing that, and I'm like, it was annoying, and I'm like, bro, you're trying to argue with me over who I like watching. Does that make any sense? Like, honestly, because if it had been a YouTuber that he watches, and he watches them frequently, and he loves their videos and stuff, like, do you honestly think he's gonna stop watching their videos? He's not. I promise you, and I guarantee you, he is not gonna stop watching their videos. So that whole like arguing with me on who I watch and don't watch, that's not gonna work, bruh. It's not. I'm telling you that right now. It's not gonna work. So, anyways, but yeah, it's stuff like that where it's like how you gonna have a say so on who I watch and don't watch? I'm like, fam, we ain't friends, we ain't like family, none of that stuff. So how are you gonna tell me what to watch and don't? Even if you are, you really think I'm gonna listen to you? It's like, man, get out of here with that. So. Anyways, but yeah, he was going off about that, and I was like, I ended up blocking dude, because I'm like, you ain't gonna come to my channel being toxic and crap over to my friends, people that I'm cool with, somebody that I talk to. And I'm like, the only time you want to comment, I posted all these other, and see, that's the thing that I didn't like. It's like, I post all these other videos, you never comment. But all of a sudden, I post this video showing love to my friend, and then that's when you feel like you need to comment, and it's going to be something negative. Nah, fam, you could go somewhere else with that. So I'm like, nah, that type of stuff, I don't tolerate that. So, anyways, but yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, bro, it's pointless. Or even when I was getting into it with Just a Robot about doing reaction videos, and he wanted to argue with me about that, and it's like, my thing is this. You know, people can sit and argue with me about stuff. It's not going to change nothing. You know, and I think that's what Just a Robot thought. I think that he thought that, oh, if I do this video overall quote-unquote debunking what he's saying about defending YouTubers that he watches on a regular basis, maybe if I come out and say something against what he's saying, it can all change. Because my thing is this. I came out and I defended people, I guess, to overall, like, kind of let some tension up off of them. Now, at the end of the day, you know, it's up to people or not whether they're going to stop hating on somebody, right? But my thing is this. You doing the first video that Just a Robot did on me, it's like, what was that? Do you honestly think it was going to change something? Did you honestly think I was going to watch your video and be like, I guess you're right. You know what? I think I'm going to start hating reaction videos now. Did you honestly think that? Because if you did, fam, your thought process is, it's amazing how far you have gotten. Okay, I'm gonna just say that. All right, it's very amazing on how far you've gotten if that's how you think. But so anyways, no, me and him was going back and forth, you know, when all that stuff had started some years ago. And I remember the one thing that he told me where it's like, oh, I can tell he's one of those people that just enjoy arguing, and he enjoys arguing with people. But when I was trying to like just end the argument and just be all like, bruh, I don't care. Like, I really don't. He's going to tell me that's no. That's why I said, I was like, if you don't like the videos, then don't watch them. He's going to tell me that's an invalid argument. No, you just want the argument to go on until you feel like that I've told you. Because I think that's what he was expecting, or he wanted, was me to tell him that you're right. You know, what you're saying is right. And I'm like, I'm not. That's not going to happen. I'm like, I don't care. Put me in any situation. I promise you I'm not going to tell you that you're right. But so anyways, I think that's what he wanted. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. But he overall had told me that, saying that that's an invalid argument. It's like, the reason why it's invalid is because it's literally me telling you something that you should know. It's called common sense. That's why it's not in considering the argument category. It's just common sense. If you don't like something, you're not going to continuously keep putting yourself involved in it. It's like, bro, you got to go somewhere with that, man. So, anyways, but yeah, that, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to think of some other stuff. Oh, and then, so the main inspiration behind this podcast episodes, a friend of mine that I went to school with. Now, I had to say, like, I've seen her get into some arguments with people. It's honestly, it's crazy how many times I've seen her get into arguments with people, and I'm like, fam, if that's the case where this many people upset you, like, you don't have to start unfriending some people or eliminate yourself from social media, because, oh my god, like, my thing is this, you know, I've been on social media for some time now. You know, I started getting involved in social media in like 2010 or 2009, around that time. And that was like, I remember getting into Twitter, and then, you know, I eventually got into MySpace. I only got into that for like a week because then Facebook went all popular. Got into that. I was already into YouTube. Then Instagram came out sometime later, Vine. Then, you know, just all these other platforms coming out throughout the years and stuff. My thing is this. I have seen so many things out there where they have upset me. They've had me feeling a certain way. It's been like maybe few occasions where I have like confronted people about some stuff that they've posted. But it's usually, and the only times it's when people are posting gory things. Like, fam, I'm not trying to open up Facebook out in public and then see somebody getting their head blown off. Or if I'm, you know, opening up Instagram and it's some cows and pigs being killed for some meat and things. That's something I don't want to see in the privacy of, like, my own home. I don't want to see that type of stuff, period. But there are ways of avoiding that. And there's the one person where they did post that a lot, and I unfriended them. There's the one time where I was like, I post about it on social media because I'm like, people, stop posting videos of people getting killed and all this gory. I'm like, if it's a movie, okay, that stuff is fake. I'm like, yeah, I can watch Denzel Washington blowing up in a car, but I don't actually want to see an actual person actually blowing up in an actual car. I don't want to see that. If it's an acted out movie, alright, fine. I know that person is okay. But you're literally watching somebody die. Who enjoys that? I'm saying that type of stuff is traumatizing. But no, there's people out there that post that type of stuff, right? So, how I avoid it, I unfriend those people. I unfollow those people. Even if it's a close friend of mine and they post things like that, I'm like, fam, I don't want to see it, okay? I don't. That type of stuff, I try to eliminate it from my life. I'm not going to argue with this person, because no, there was the one time I remember I messaged, there was this model, and she posted a video. I think it was like of some pigs or cows getting killed or whatever, but she posted that video. I messaged her. I think it was either I messaged her or I commented on her post, and I said like, hey, stuff like that, you know, unless there was like a warning, sensitive content thing over it, I wouldn't have tripped. But since that wasn't there, and then I'm just scrolling or opening up her story, and then all of a sudden I just see cows getting killed, and I'm like, I didn't need to see that. You know, now my whole day is ruined because I just seen an animal just wrongfully get killed and stuff. Like, I don't want to see that. You know, I don't. So, but anyways, no, I messaged her. I said that. She took the post down. But it was like, the thing is this. I'm being respectful. I'm not going to be disrespectful, because I feel like a lot of times, like when they're doing stuff like that, when they feel like they need to go message somebody over some stuff, they're being disrespectful. Me, I'm never going to be disrespectful. If there's something that bothers me, I'm going to respectfully tell you, I'm like, hey, stuff like that, because Instagram or whatever platform we're on, they didn't give me no warning. So I'm just saying, for the future, like, can you not post things like that? You know, just overall, just out the respect for everybody. I mean, if you got a lot of friends out there that, you know, that like that type of stuff, okay, you do. But you got one that don't particularly. It's like, maybe if you started up a group and y'all just shared that stuff amongst there, but I'm like, you cool. I don't want to unfriend you or unfollow you because you wanted to post stuff like that. And if they're all like, no, I'm still going to post it, without warning, I'm just going to unfollow them. I'm like, okay, well, if that's how they feel, then that's how they feel. I'm going to eliminate myself from that situation because I don't want to see it. So, but anyways, but no, like, yeah, it's overall, you know, doing that. But anyways, getting back to this friend. So, I remember, I'm trying to think, I feel like there was a time before last year when we got into it about some stuff. But, and I can't remember what it was. But no, so last year, me and her, we got into it over Looney Tunes. Now, I can't remember why Looney Tunes was trending, but I don't know if they were coming out with something or what, but I do remember where I think they were coming out with something, and they were excluding the skunk that, you know, that was always trying to, like, get with the cat and stuff, that they had excluded him out from whatever Looney Tunes project was happening at the time because they felt that his character wasn't something that a kid should see. Now, a part of me understands why people were talking about that and stuff. Part of me understands. I get it. I 100% get it. But my thing is this. There are far more serious things that we should be worried about in the world. And I think a skunk trying to get with a cat, I personally don't think that, because my thing is this. Let's place it in a real life term. If you see a skunk chasing a cat, you're not going to get involved in that situation. I guarantee and I promise you, you're not going to be running behind the skunk talking about, you leave that cat alone. You leave that. That is a skunk. That thing is a wild wilderness wild animal. Okay, you are not going to be fooling around with no skunk. I guarantee and I promise you that. All right, but getting back to cartoons. Now, like I said, a part of me understands why people were offended by his character. But it just trips me out that I'm pretty sure, and I'm 100, if people grew up watching Looney Tunes, you didn't bat an eye, you didn't feel a certain way, none of that stuff until all of these people, because I feel like that there are people out there that we are friends with that wants to feel a part of some group. They feel powerful when they got people behind them, whatever it is, but they talk on these, on these type of things where it's like, yeah, it's freaking a skunk chasing a cat in Looney Tunes or whatever, and they're not so much in a negative way, but they do it in like, oh, well, we all need to stand together and get this skunk off of TV. And it's like, I can understand that if it was a real legitimate person. We're talking about a cartoon. Like, they are fictional. They're not even real. So that's why I'm like, that's why a part of me had kind of tripped about that when that stuff was going on, when they were trying to exclude that skunk from whatever Looney Tunes project was happening, because I'm like, fam, what? There are actual women and people, women and men. There are, if they're trying to, like, well, not so much as not trying to, but that situation between the skunk and the cat from Looney Tunes, there is actual people dealing with that in real life. Instead of worrying about canceling some fictional character, how about we, like, buckle down and try to help the actual people in this world? Because while we all, like, my thing is this, while we're all tweeting about or posting about this cat and skunk from Looney Tunes, there's people that need to get posted and put on blast for who they are as a person. Where if they've done some like wrong things, where it's like they're doing something extremely bad with a minor, or not even on some stuff, but like, or just overall like some stuff like the cat and the and the skunk. But if it's something like that, but in a real world like situation and things, we need to be calling out those people, but not a fictional character. So that's what I was overall saying. I'm like, I just think that it's pointless of people like trying to cancel a skunk, and I'm like, it ain't even real. It's fake. It's like, I mean, I'm confused. Like, there's real world situations. We should be focused on that. So this friend I went to school with, she's arguing with me about it. And I'm like, fam, I'm not even trying to argue with you about it, but I just wish you would see my point in it. I'm seeing your point. I wish you would just see my point. But she's, of course, one of those people that they gotta be right. They gotta be. And I'm like, fam, whatever. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm like, I don't care no more. I just want to move on. Like, that's all I want to do. And then other people start getting involved. And then there was one of my friends that got involved, and I'm like, I thought we were cool, but I mean, I don't know, like, I guess I shouldn't be carrying on like that. I shouldn't, because I feel like that's just, acting like a child, expecting somebody to be cool with you or whatever. But my thing is like, after that, I was like, I hadn't really talked to that, well, both of those friends, because I'm like, you guys are literally attacking me over me saying that we shouldn't be worried about no skunk. We should be worried about some real life situations. Because it's like, as we're talking about this skunk, there's probably a person right now that's being assaulted in some particular way, but instead of helping them out, no, we're canceling a skunk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there, they felt so much better that a skunk that's never once hurt them, it got canceled from TV. But anyways, but yeah, it was like, overall dealing with that, and I was like, yeah, I don't talk with those friends anymore, because I'm like, no, it's like, and then I'm trying to think, there was another time, then there was the other friend, the one friend that jumped in when me and the original friend went, so me and friend A was already talking about the skunk, and then friend B had jumped in, so there was another time when friend B, she had, I think that's what, I have done multiple takes of this episode, so I can't remember if I had talked on that in the beginning or what. But there was I think I talked on it before, but it was like the body positivity post that I made on social media, but immediately had to take it down because she had felt a certain way. So yeah, I'm like, you know what? Now, if you guys notice that I don't really be so outspoken about my opinions on things, yeah, especially like I guess like serious things, I don't know, but yeah, there's just things I just don't talk on anymore because I'm like, I sit down, think to myself, I'm like, I'm most likely gonna get into an argument with this, and I'm like, and I don't even mean to do no damage to no people, so that's why I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not even gonna, I'm just gonna leave that alone. I guess if somebody asked me about it, then I would talk to them about it in a private matter. But overall, posting about it, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave that alone. So, anyways, yeah, that's just overall. If you, like I said, if you guys just notice that type of stuff, then I'm like, yeah, I'm just not as talkative. But anyways, yeah, that friend, she what was it that she was going off about? Oh yeah, it was like some like stuff about Andrew Tate and Cardi B, and I guess people were comparing them, and she was like, I guess I don't think she was trying to defend Cardi B, but she was like overall trying to like, saying that Andrew Tate with what he's doing is bad. I'm like, oh, I agree with the things Cardi B did. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure, this friend, she's most likely still, I mean, if she's not, then she's not, but I don't know. She comes off as a type that listens to Cardi B. I don't know. I could be wrong, but anyways, it's gonna be crazy, like, if she decides, hey, you know what? TMoss or Tyler, he has a podcast. Let me see about. I feel like she's gonna hear this episode, and the first thing she's gonna do is message me, be like, "Oh, I heard that what you said, and we're gonna argue." If she messaged me on some arguing stuff, I'm like, "Look, I ain't going down this route with you. I'm not. You found that episode. Why? Because you want to snoop around and do whatever you want to do." I'm like, "Look, okay, you're my friend. All right, I'm gonna just say this, just in case if that does ever happen. But we're friends. I would assume. I hope. All right. I'm like, friends are gonna have opinions on stuff. Now, I did not mean to do this. If people want to find this episode as being disrespectful, then I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. That's how you feel. But how I feel, and to stand my case, and to just overall defend myself, I'm not being offensive. I am telling stories. Me being offensive is me, calling her out or calling her names. That, I feel like that's what offensive is. When I'm just being downright disrespectful to her, but I'm just telling a story. And I'm just, furthermore, just saying, like, overall, just kind of like just adding to, like, why I just think people should not go on the internet to seek out arguments. But I'm like, if that's why you're going on to the internet, if you're in an arguing mood, before you even, because my thing is this is just my advice to people, before you even leave that comment to go and start some argument with people, with just anybody, take a good look at the situation, all right? Look at all the other times you got into arguments with people about stuff, and take a good look at the situation that's about to happen right now. Do you really want to go back down that route? Do you really want to go back down that route? Because if so, then it's like, fam, you're going to find yourself making a whole new lot of friends. And then it's just going to be a constant thing until one day you realize, you know what? Instead of arguing, let me just have it where they have their own personal opinion about stuff, and I have my own personal opinion about stuff. Because her comment on that post about Andrew Tate, I was like, yeah, that was unneeded. That was unneeded. If that really bothered you, it's like, fam, unfriend that person. It's as easy and simple as that. But leaving comments wanting to argue. And the funny thing was like the friend that shared it, I don't even think she had left a comment talking about or responding to friend A that, was leaving an argument comment and stuff. Yeah, the person that shared, so friend C, she didn't even comment. It was other friends, like it was friends of friend C that had responded to friend A. And so that's why I'm like, see, that's what happens. You get in arguments with people, they're having fun with the situation, you out here trying to make something serious, and it's like, fam, it's things like that where it's like, look, you either got to ignore the post or just unfriend that person. I do not, if there's people, when they share things that I don't particularly like, I will unfriend that person. No problems about it. But I'm not going to argue with them about some stuff. I'm like, I will unfriend them, never talk to them again before I get into any argument about it. So, anyways, and that being said, yeah, more of this podcast episode, don't get into arguments if you don't need to. So, But yeah, thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.